Hey. So yesterday I touched on some basically exercises you can do to keep a profound experience alive, right? So certain things that you can do, actions you can take to keep the elements of profound experiences alive. But what I didn't touch on is really the basics of it, and really the experience behind it, and what does that actually awaken within. What is very clear to anyone that has gone through profound experiences is that you have a clear voice of a witness, right? Instead of just reacting to the world around you and just, being basically a reactive piece in the world, you become an active participant. And that is when I say the real work begins. Because now it is not an exercise of seeking something outside of yourself for growth. You have to now switch it and work through the internal pieces and how they present themselves in your interaction with your day-to-day. So the key to really keeping these elements alive is to maintain that connection with yourself and the voice or the witness experience in your day-to-day, in your interactions, in your relationships, in your business, in every element that you are experiencing in your world. Where that gets challenging is that you now can no longer, do what they call ignorance is bliss, right? You can't do that anymore because you literally can't do it. Now you can drop into lower energies and to a certain extent be in those elements of when you drop into those lower energies. Sometimes you need to drop into those lower energies to tap into elements that need now healing. But you have a level of awareness in that now. But the real challenge is recognizing that now you have an interactive choice moment to moment. And that in every moment you never not have the choice to participate in ego or in a visceral or mundane, or participate consciously with consciousness. So it's what I call having one hand on the ground and one hand in the sky. If you only try to participate in blissful energy, which is what a lot of people mistakenly teach, right? Like, you have to be like, this like light element in all interactions and all things, then you're basically mad with bliss, right? That's bliss energy that's not grounded. And you also see the other side of that, where you're mad with the visceral, right? So your pursuant energy is completely on conquering what is in the physical. Our conscious role is to walk between the worlds. That means participating in the visceral, but being able to tap into the blissful or conscious and bringing that element and grounding it down into this world. So the more that you start exercising through and consciously, which is intuitively, choose the way that you interact with the world, to have the awareness enough that you recognize when you're teasing the edges of discomfort and pain. That is your signal to lean into those things and examine them, not in a ego forceful way, but in a conscious way, in a witnessing way, and then having the elemental choice of how you're going to interact with that. How are you going to interact with that discomfort? How are you going to interact with that pain? Are you going to allow the egoic element of it to take over and interact and explore that, what comes out of that? Or are you going to allow yourself to sit in it for a second, soak in that energy, and interact from a conscious standpoint? Every moment of every day, you have the opportunity to practice that. It's putting it into practice. So, with that, I will see you next time. If you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, be sure to do that. If you're not following me on my Instagram, be sure to do that. And if you would like for us to work together, be sure to click on the link either in the description of the video or on my profile in order for us to work together. My group coaching program is opening up and will be a continuing program on March 5th. And hopefully I'll get to see you there. We'll work on everything that has to do with intuition, mindset, habits, and productivity.